I'm going to show you how to make a simple piping bag. Here at the school we call this a cornet, and we use it for piping things like melted chocolate. So this is the simplest version of a piping cone that we can make, and if you have a very brief job just like piping happy birthday on a cake, this is absolutely perfect for what you're doing. So we need to start first of all with a square of paper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually cut my paper into a square, because most papers come as rectangles, so we need to get rid of the excess. You don't need that bit. There we go. I'm doing this on a large scale so you can see exactly the movements that I'm making. So this is now my square. I'm going to go tip to tip in the square. I'm going to fold it to make 2 equal-sided triangles. Okay, so this will give me 2. So this long edge is where my nib is going to be. So what I need to do is make sure that's very sharp and that there are no little nicks in the paper, because that helps it roll more easily. I'm going to place my knife into the opening, so I'm going to cut this in 2. A knife is preferable to scissors. We're going to bring this to the edge of the table. We're going to keep our hands flat so we don't cut our fingers, and we're just going to use the saw of the knife just to push forward, just to cut it nice and smoothly. So you can see now that I have a beautiful sharp edge and there are no little nicks or folds in the paper. Okay, so we're going to pop that to one side for safety so we don't cut ourselves. So we have our sheet of paper, we have the longest side facing us, okay, and just to aid the rolling and the visuals, we're going to give it an ABC code. You don't need to do this on your piping bags, this is just so you know what I'm doing. Alright, so we have ABC. Tallest point is B. Okay, I'm going to put my finger on B and I'm going to draw that down to the long edge. That's where my nib will be. I'm going to take A in my hands and go up towards B, and I'm going to give it a half turn to make my cone shape. And you can see the A and B together. Okay, I'm going to slip my fingers behind so I have hold of both A and B, and my other hand, which was just here where the nib is going to slide along to C. Take a hold, bring C across, and then up at the back to where A and B are. So now I have A, B and C together in the same place. I'm going to turn this round so that it's facing me. So it's better, I always find it better if the back is facing you. But I have a big hole in the end of my bag and I need to close the hole so I can put a filling in, and then I have control over the size. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this outside C tab and I'm going to slide it upwards. Holding, so I've got A and B held together in that hand, C is in the other hand. I'm going to slide C upwards and automatically it closes the hole. Okay, so now I've got A, B, C back together again, and I have the tip that's nice and sharp. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to place my thumbs facing each other, my index fingers facing each other on the inside, making sure that stays closed, and I'm going to fold this either outwards or inwards, it doesn't really matter, and crease, and I'm going to repeat that. Okay, and that will give you a nice secured join on our bag.